Come on, get loud for everybody. And keep the energy going for your next comic. She produces this show. She's my best friend. Get loud. You motherfuckers get loud right now. Get loud. Tina Youkhana.
How the fuck you guys doing tonight, Reggies? Give it up one more time for Michael Johnson. Oh man, Michael, I love him. He reminds me of like the Santa Claus that you get when you've been naughty all year, but instead of giving you coal, he comes to your house and fucks your mom. Yeah, my name's Tina. I'm from Chicago. You can tell by the way I just said Chicago. But my dad actually immigrated here from the Middle East back in the 70s as a refugee. And most Middle Eastern men, he just wanted to live the American dream. And that American dream is to fuck white women. So I'm biracial. Thanks, Mom, for having the desert fever. And, it's funny because, like, my dad is actually 100% Assyrian. And my mother is 100% Karen. Poor thing, her name is actually Karen. Legal name, Karen Youkhana, right? When she first found out about the Karen jokes, she was pissed, okay? She comes up to me and she goes, "Oh my God, I'm gonna go downtown and I'm gonna round up all the women in Chicago named Karen and we're gonna have an all Karens protest." And I'm like, "Mom, that is literally the most Karen thing you can fucking do. What else are you gonna do? Write a bad Yelp review for the entire internet?" But growing up biracial is definitely weird because I never know which side to identify with. Because some people take one look at my skin and they're like, "You're too white to be Middle Eastern." And then other people take one look at my pussy and they're like, "Ooh, you're way too hairy to be white." Yeah, it makes getting waxed real awkward, you know, because they rip off part of the white side, like, and I'm just like, "Oh my God, that hurt really bad. I need to speak to the manager immediately." And then they rip off part of the Middle Eastern side, like, and I'm just like, "No." Hey, I'm a conspiracy theorist, all right? I believe that this Bush did 9/11. Oh man, how are you guys doing tonight? You guys having a good time? That's nice. I'm doing fucking awful. I'm going through a breakup right now, which fucking sucks. But yeah, it's okay. Whatever. I'll tell you a little bit about him. He's your stereotypical Chicago Southsider. You know, he's half. What? Okay, cool. He's half Irish and half Italian. So, you know what that means, ladies? He'd hit me with both hands. What could I say? My love language is physical touch, you know? But, you know, being single's great because now I can do whatever the fuck I want, you know? And, I love traveling. So I was recently in Texas. And, you know, that was so much fun. Like, me and my girl, we go to this honky tonk, right? We're hanging out with these cowboys at the bar. And they come up to us and they're like, "Y'all ladies like guns?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, Middle Eastern, I love war." They're like, "Y'all want to go shooting sometime?" And I'm like, "Let's fucking go right now. Let's go in the alley and shoot beer cans." And they're like, wait a second. We can't just go shooting anywhere now. The cops are going to stop us." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I did see an elementary school down the street. The cops will never stop us there." It is Texas, after all. I'm not really a big fan of cops, but I'm not like an ACAB person. Don't let the purple hair fool you. But I just don't really like the police because I'm a thick Middle Eastern girl with a fat ass. So if the cops kill all the black guys, I'm never getting a date again in my life. What could I say? I'm just a bootleg Kardashian, you know? Oh man, but I know this whole time I've been up here, you guys have been like kind of confused. You've been like, is that the new spokesperson of Bud Light? Like, what's going on up there? Are we supposed to guess its pronouns? Like, and honestly, I'm getting fucking sick and tired of getting discriminated against for being transgender. It's fucked up, right? Especially since I'm not transgender. Hey, miss, you're laughing a little too hard. You're starting to hurt my feelings, okay? No, but I get it. You know, it's like I got the deep voice. I've got the colored hair. I got the tattoos. But back in the day, I'd walk down the street and people would be like, oh shit, I better cross the street. This bitch is gonna rob me. Nowadays, when I walk down the street, they're like, oh shit, the rent's going up. Yeah, it is. But you know, it's like they say, you either die a punk or you live long enough to become the hipster, you know? Speaking of gentrification, I was in Whole Foods the other day, and I'm, by the way, just want to make it clear, I was totally not stealing, wink wink, and because I'm trying to leave the store as fast as possible, I didn't realize there was an employee behind me trying to talk to me, and I kind of like turned because I could feel her, like, you know, you could feel someone staring at you, you know? So I like turn, I look at her, and she just says to me, well, I guess not. And I'm just flabbergasted, you know? I just look at her like, huh? You know? And then she looks at me and she goes, I asked you if you needed help finding something, and you just rudely ignored me. And listen, I don't technically have a hearing problem, but what if I fucking did? This bitch, and let me describe her for you. She looked like your stereotypical social justice warrior that probably has Black Lives Matter in her Tinder profile, but has never fucked a black guy in her life. And like, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm gonna teach this bitch a lesson, you know? So I look right at her in the eye and I say, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, I'm deaf. This woman falls apart, okay? She is just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was so ableist of me. And I'm like, it's okay. Sometimes we do fucked up shit. And then I'm trying to leave the store again. And then she taps me on the shoulder, and I look back at her, and oh, by the way, I forgot to say this. She starts speaking louder to me at this point because she thinks that's gonna help, I guess. And she's just like, and she's going like this, and she's like, am I doing it right? And I look at her like confused, like, huh? You know, and she's like, it means I'm sorry in sign language. I saw it on the bear. And I just look at her and I say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know sign language. I can only read lips. I only know one word in sign language. And then I flipped her off and I ran out of the store. Oh, man. So, yeah, what's going on over here? What's up, guys? You guys felons or line cooks? Because, a little bit of both? Yeah, that's the best line cook, by the way, is a felon. Because you know they're going to show up for work in the morning because they have nowhere else to go. No, I've been working in kitchens for a very long time, you know, and I recently became the head chef. And yeah, it's a cool accomplishment, don't get me wrong, but now I got that extra responsibility of now being the head drug dealer. You guys like drugs, right? Come on. We're at Reggies Rock Club. Yeah. Yeah, I love cocaine, bro. Like, it's just awesome. And me and my best friend do it all the time. She's Mexican, obviously, and she. If you didn't laugh, you've never worked in a kitchen before. But you know, like we do coke a lot. And one time we're up all night just snorting lines, and then I tell her, I'm like, come on, call your guy, let's get some more. She's like, okay, and she's on the phone with him talking in Spanish, and goes, ¿Tienes perico? And then she looks at me like I'm some pendeja or something. And she's like, that means, do you got coke? And I'm like, sweetheart, I've been working in kitchens for 10 years. I know what tienes perico means, okay? Mas Blanca, necesito. Andale. Oh, you guys don't know Spanish, do you? God damn. Get a kitchen job. You'll learn it real quick, all right? But I don't know. I'm into that freak shit. You guys into that freak shit? Yeah, we got some freaks. Yeah, of course. You guys are in a band. You better be. I had a threesome recently. That was a lot of fun. Hell yeah, hell yeah. And it was with another girl and a guy, which was fun, but now I want to try every combination of threesomes, you know? Because I consider myself pansexual, and if you don't know what that means you're a horny-ass hoe and anything goes. And the one I'm most excited for, though, is a threesome with 2 other women, because I just feel like it'd be like a fun slumber party, you know? Like, oh my God, let's put on a chick flick and then later we can clit flick, yes. The one I'm most intimidated by, though, is 2 dudes at once. Because I know that's gonna be a lot of work, okay? Like, they're just gonna turn my fat ass into one of those, like, Hawaiian suckling pigs, you know? Just like, No, that's embarrassing. I don't need that shit in my life right now, okay? I'd rather just sit on top and just spin around like a slutty shawarma, you know? Oh, man. Oh, man. This is so much fun, guys. Give it up one more time for the band and all the comics you've been on, that's been on tonight. Holy shit. This is amazing. Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, I'll end on this. Like I said, I do love traveling, and I recently went to Serbia. And when I came back to Chicago, I'm telling one of my girlfriends about it, and she's just like, what the fuck were you doing in Serbia? That is the most randomest place you could go. And I said, oh, well, my friend took me, and he paid for everything, so I couldn't say no. And she goes, oh, I see. You got yourself a sugar daddy, didn't you? And I said, girl, sugar daddies take you to France. Splenda daddies take you to Serbia, okay? And if you're offended by that joke, I'm not talking shit about Serbia. It's a beautiful country. It's just everything there is so ridiculously cheap. It's unbelievable. Like, for example, we go to this one restaurant. It's a beautiful, fancy restaurant in, like, downtown Belgrade. I think something like in River North Chicago. And when I get the check, I give the waiter a $20 bill as a tip. He retired that night, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much. You guys have been great. Give it up one more time for Michael Johnson.